panel discussion on innovation success and the technology enablement through API. I would like to invite the foreign members come to the stage to give the sharing. Albert Lam, CTO and Chief Scientist at Fano Labs. Matthew Lee, CEO at Feel Easy Limited. Ivan Lau, CEO at Platform Lab. And Patrick Fan, founder and CEO of Innovity. Jennifer Leung, Manager, Community Engagement, STP Platform from HSTP. Let's welcome our panel members. And Jennifer, over to you to moderate this channel discussion. Thank you.
Thank you. Let me get on this chat. Okay, so hi everyone. Welcome to the session of Innovation Success, Technology Enablement through API. I am Jennifer from HKSTP. I take care of community engagement, so I do link up different tech companies with industry players, hopefully to drive digital innovation and to speed up technology adoption. So technology is growing at a really fast rate at this moment, at its fastest rate, I can say. So Facebook took 4 years and 6 months to reach 100 million users. WhatsApp took 3 years and 6 months, and ChatGPT, 2 months. So with technology accessible at the tip of everyone's fingers, we think now it's time to really think about how to leverage these ready-to-use technology in your own businesses, in your own products, to really elevate to the next step. So very happy to be joined by 4 friends of ours in Science Park, where they will share their experiences with industry users of their technology. So first of all, we see across industry and corporates that customer centricity is really what everyone is looking at right now. And with the core mission to provide this, hassle-free experiences is what everyone is trying to drive. I'm sure some of us here has been enjoying some benefits from this experience, which Matthew has been providing for everyone. So I will just give some time to Matthew to introduce yourself and what Feel Easy actually does.
Hi, nice to meet all of you, and great to be part of API Day as well. So I'm Matthew, the CEO of Feel Easy. So to give a brief recap of what we do, is quite simple. We make it easy for companies like yourself to access government data. So right now in Hong Kong, there's I'm Smart. It contains verified government data, but it's hard to access. And for us, what we do is we provide a seamless integration process through our APIs, just 2 APIs, and you can access all this government data to use in a variety of use cases, such as user onboarding, digital signing, form filling, and really making it easy for you to onboard customers, provide digital services. And we do this exact same service for Hong Kong for I'm Smart, for those from Singapore, SingPass, for those in UAE, UAE Pass, and all the other digital IDs around the world. So if you need to onboard users, verify users, or digitally sign using government technology, come find us, and we'll make your journey smooth and easy through APIs.
So I hear a lot of countries and governments, and I understand that law is also coming in the way of Matthew's solutions. But all these areas are pretty strict and pretty picky, especially in privacy. So all the way through up till today, has there been any challenges faced when you approaching them or when they've come to approach you?
Definitely. So as like Dr. Frog said, it's hard to get data out of a bank, but it's also hard to get data into a bank. So the other way is also quite challenging as well. And we have many stories to share when we talk to customers or talk to our business clients, because there are many strict regulations and many things that you only really know once you start doing it. And for example, for one of our recent cases, for a Hong Kong-based, international-based Hong Kong branch, what we had to do is we had to go all the way to Europe to talk to the head of group procurement, to fulfill their onboarding requirements, because not only do we have to fulfill the local HKMA SOC requirements, we also have to fulfill the internal group requirements, the GDPR requirements, and their vendor onboarding process. And that took a 2-day project in terms of development integration into an 8-month project in terms of complying with them. So there are many challenges when talking to banks, accessing banks, or talking to FIs in general, and that's just for FIs. And in our journey, we also serve a variety of industries. So recently, we also have government projects and projects in other regulated industries. And likewise, they have different challenging requirements as well. And those are things that APIs really help a lot. Because what the beauty of APIs here is they provide a standardized way of accessing data, and for our companies that work with us, and for the regulators who look at our data and look at our security, they are confident that by way of structuring our data, APIs, that each time the data comes out, it's the same. So given the same input, you will always get the same output. And what this means for them is that for the regulators to look at us, the internal compliance, review our APIs, they can have confidence in knowing that our solution is safe and secure because we standardize it when we provide it as an API service. Versus, for example, traditionally speaking, for many government jobs we did, which is system integration, which each time you have to vet the system itself. But through APIs, the standardized method, what we can do is streamline this process and make it easier for clients to use our data and clients to access our services and provide ultimately a better service for their users and for their ultimate clients.
Okay, so I think every challenge comes motivation, so that's why Patrick and everyone here has been pushing within all these 4 years, trying to open up different industries and trying to engage industries to open up data to further facilitate future collaboration. I also know that Crystal mentioned the API hub of HKSTP. Matthew or Phil Easy is actually one of the pilot tech companies that have placed their ready-to-use APIs on there for anyone here who is interested to taste. Why have you made that decision to place on board?
Well, one of the best decisions for our company was coming to work and getting incubated in Science Park. And for Science Park, I'm sure everyone here knows that it's an amazing network. So there's a lot of friendly faces, a lot of helpful faces, and a lot of strong connections with both industry, regulators, and ultimately the people of Hong Kong. And one of the reasons why we joined this platform is because we do believe that this is the future to market ourselves and access different customers and build this ecosystem. Because right now in Science Park, building SPE platform, we do see it as one of the foundational pillars for how people access APIs in Hong Kong, especially given HKMA's push for open APIs and also insurance open APIs. And we do see Science Park and SPE platform being the central hub where people can access data, and the role will only grow stronger and stronger as more people join. And obviously being the first in has advantages as well, and we can get to learn this platform and hopefully build it together as well. And right now, Science Park and SPE platform has done a great help in helping us link up with all of you guys here today, the companies around Hong Kong and overseas, and providing, I guess, a neutral third party to help facilitate deal making and allowing young startups like us to be able to talk to the biggest players in the industry and providing these valuable insights to understand really your needs, your concerns, and the problems that we can solve through technology and APIs, and hopefully build a better customer experience and better user journeys for everyone involved.
So I should expect a growth in my GA for my API Hub webpage after today. So I'm gonna go to Albert right now. So Final Labs is, hopefully everyone is quite familiar, which is one of our earliest tech companies who has really focused on RegTech and have done so well. With your developed technologies and now across industries, just in case our audience would like to know more, would you like to briefly introduce what Final Lab does?
Sure, definitely. Thank you, Jennifer. Basically, Final Labs is a deep tech company. We started business in 2016, and then this is our 7 years. So basically, we specialize our technologies in language AIs, including speech and text, and then we do research on the technology like speech recognition, speech technology, voice print, natural language processing, speech synthesis, and then packages the solutions and then use it in customer service and compliance, especially in BFSI, so that we focus on the sales compliance because most times we have a lot of the sales recording, so we use our solution to check all those recordings so to find any problems, help to prevent any quick lines. Yeah, that's basically what we do. Thank you.
So throughout these years, how has corporates and industries evolved in terms of their readiness to really adopt or to try out a solution in your perspective?
So we have a quite doing business for several years. We experience our customer how to face AI, the API, or even the different kind of data issues to nowadays. At the very beginning, so people, different company, so they may be hesitate about how AI work, how to managing all the data. Right now, they are more ready because all these AI or data or API are necessary, essential part of their business. So they are more ready, so they know that there are a few components they need to make changes. For example, they need to make their data ready, and they need to make the infrastructure ready. So at the beginning, a few years ago, we may need to spend a lot of time to explain what kind of data we need, what infrastructure we need. Right now, they're much ready, so which make the process much faster.
Okay, so with these experiences, as a tech company and a tech provider, how would you say that you've done, or Fano Labs have been doing, to sustain your business model while keeping your core competency and sharing experience to other corporates and tech companies?
Actually, we are doing a business-to-business model. Our target audience are some big corporation, international corporation, and government departments and so. So normally, it takes us quite a long time, starting from we engaging the customer to they really sign the contract. Maybe take more than half a years. So after we sign the contract, we want to integrate a solution to the customer's a solution faster. So definitely API is the right solution. So we make it light faster. So as short as less than a month, we can fully integrate our system into their system.
Thank you. So next, I will have Ivan to the question. So everyone is talking about AI GC these days. Pantheon Lab has focused on creating digital humans. Could you share more about your company and your humans?
Yeah, sure. So we started out at 2019 in Science Park here. Have been doing the generative AI and focusing on digital humans and how we could use the deep learning to build up the very hyper-realistic digital humans and serving mostly brands and corporates. And how are we making a lot more integrations in the LLMs like GPT and Llama 2, and serving even more customers in assisting them in the conversational level, right? And so that's how we are evolving these days, with AIGC.
So industries are always comparing manual and automation. AI Daisy or Daisy at the reception that's always late for 10 to 5 minutes. So this is actually an evolution, especially after the pandemic, to find digital solutions or digital innovations as the customer front-facing first touch. So for Pantheon Lab, has there been any changes of your users' expectations to your products?
Yes. So I think in the beginning, when we first started, I think right before the pandemic, I think there weren't much need for the so-called virtual human. But after during the pandemic, we do see, like people have been, like mindsets have been changing to adopt, is there more digital solutions or even in their, advertising and all, right, using digital humans. So that's we do see that is changing, and after the pandemic, right? I mean, like everybody has been using ChatGPT, and I mean people are demanding more. Like, oh, well, so okay, what can these new AI technology can help us? So we've been getting a lot more inquiries on both. How we could enable the LLM solutions with our digital humans.
So I hear, like I would have said, development time 6 months. Tech adoption takes a long time, especially if your corporate is a large corporate, as HSBC just mentioned. So for Pantheon Lab, with the increased demand for a good product, are you still working on the development only within your internal team, or are you seeing that there are actually different platforms that can enable you to do faster tech development?
Yes, we've been working with great partners in Science Parks as well, like Enablement, our great partner as well when it comes to the voice solutions. And yes, we have been working, globally or regionally with other local parties who has, like a specific niche in their community, in their regions. So it actually makes us deploy faster. With APIs, of course.
I think the key is probably for startups, it's less likely for one startup to provide an end-to-end total solution. It's most likely a panel or a group of teamwork working together, tech companies, to provide one best or customized solution to all corporates. So lastly, I will go to Patrick. As your opening, Benovity is no stranger to API for sure. In fact, if you've gone through a lot, especially in the evolution of API application, API embedment. So since you've already introduced your company earlier on, I will go straight to, we do hear a lot of corporates, departments hanging on to the words customer-centric, personalized products, automation, a targeted UX UI. There seems to be, the key there seems to be parties, connectivity, interoperability, and also the readiness for data exchange. And so for any solution, being a tech company or a corporate that is sitting here, what advice would you give to them in terms of leveraging API effectively or developing an API?
Okay. So we actually work with a lot of API company around the world. So just a quick metrics. So in the past years, we are working with more than 2,000 API businesses around from 100 countries, which is amazing. We don't know actually beyond Hong Kong, there's so much people interested on that, and we learned a lot. So what we heard is that, okay, so I want to do API business, and then what I should do next. So what I recommend is that you should have the API first awareness, I would say. Not everything is suitable to be API. Especially as an API product. If you're doing a product, you need to invest a lot. The use cases, maintenance, etc. So I would say the awareness should be the day one concept you need to do. And if you are committed to that, there's something called the API first mindset. You also need to equip it. So in the API domain, we do have a very famous Jasper API mandate. I'm not sure what maybe if anyone of you heard about that. Is the Amazon founder, Jasper. In back to 2002, he actually forced the team to do 7 things, but we kept 3 things. One, every of the team need to expose their data and functionality to others. The second thing is that you expose your data and functionality, but you cannot talk to them. You need to expose full service contract, which through the electronic way. The third one is that for all those innovate, you need to design from ground up is that for externalization, because you don't know what you are doing may be useful for the others. So if you already have something you want to convert to externalize API, it takes a lot because there's also many legacy things. You need to do the compatibility. But if you have already considered that one, it is much more easier. So that was the statement back to 2002. In the past 20 years, actually there's a lot of things changing. For example, a well-established industry standard, technical standard. So we do have a lot of companies like the sponsor here. They work towards the standard. So if you can fit into that, you can leverage the ecosystem automatically. So that's my suggestion is that if you are believing in the API world, you need to have the API first mindset, get prepared for the standard, and then prepared to get to expect the unexpected, I would say. So we kept the OpenAI adoption. Not sure everyone read the blog post from OpenAI when they released the API. It was also the time that they actually ramp up their usage. So they have a blog post that we released the API, we want to test our limit of our API and the possibility. So that's why we open up. And at that time, we can see a lot of use case, the traffic ramp up, and then there's some errors due to the overwhelming requests at that time. So just prepare for the unexpected.
Thank you. So mindset is very important. So it's really encouraging to see the whole ecosystem evolving and working together as a team. So I'd like to take this opportunity to thank Albert, Matthew, Ivan, and Patrick for the session, and I hope to see everyone collaborate together in the near future. Thank you.
What an insightful discussion we just had. Now, it's time for a short networking break. Take this chance to connect with...
The API Connect Hong Kong 2023 conference is powered by bNovelty Limited. Check out more API-related education content on bnovelty.com or apidays.hk for more information.